welcome to the Animation Weekly recap.
Hold on to your chair and a pan.
I am here with my very special guest.
Tom Bancroft, what? I'm your guest?
And his co-host, Ansley Bancroft.
We do this show for you guys every week. We've been doing pretty good. And it is called the Animation Recap, where we go through, and actually she surprises me with 3 articles that are from...
They're not supposed to be a surprise if you read any of my emails, but...
You didn't send this one. I've not... No, this is on her. Last 2 weeks, she has not shown them to me early. So...
Because it was a waste.
It is going to be... And usually I do just skim them. So... It almost
You never
counts.
read them anyways.
Same thing.
If you're wondering if I'm ill, no, I'm just a little pale.
It's winter.
Fighting the freeze. And I look like the color of the snow that's outside.
I know. There is snow outside.
Yes, there is.
We'll call you Snow White. Anyway, I am an industry vet. I've been doing this thing for 35 years, both at Disney, Big Idea Productions, VeggieTales. I've worked for DreamWorks, Warner Brothers, you name it. Ansley.
I am a Disney vet. I've been working at one studio because...
You're a Disney vet.
Oh, did I say Disney?
You just said you're a Disney vet. I'm like, what?
I'm a Disney vet.
Oh, I didn't know we were lying. By the way, I own Apple, if you've heard of that company.
I am an animation industry vet.
There it is.
But I really like to prove myself at one company, so I haven't been hopping around because I find it important to be a staff member that isn't known to be a runner.
Good. I appreciate that. I mean, I stayed at Disney for 12 years, so I mean, yeah, you could...
I mean, I'm like close to that, though.
You're allowed to put in the time at a company, yeah.
No, I'll never leave.
Good. I'm happy.
Alrighty, well...
Just keep being nice, and we'll keep you around.
Keep being nice? I'll try. I'm feeling a bit grumpy and tired today, but I'll try.
We've had a busy couple of days. I just want to say this really quick.
It's been busy.
Not only on the I was going to say live action film, but on the film that I'm directing, Light of the World, and Ansley's not a part of that, but she's like doing everything else at Pencilish. I was giving you a comment.
Oh, were you? Sorry.
I'm off doing that. She's doing a lot of the Pencilish stuff.
You're carrying the load.
We have Animation Y'all coming up, and that's at the end of next month. So it's about a month away, maybe a little bit longer. And we also are going to go to Kidscreen.
Yes.
Pencilish. This is a big announcement. Pencilish Studios is going to be at Kidscreen.
We will. We've said this in the last episode. But
I just want you to remember, or if you missed last episode. And so if you guys are going to be there, look us up. We'll be walking around. I'm like a big Sasquatch. And then little Snow White will be next to me. And then Pam.
I'll probably fake tan before I'll look better.
Fake tan. No, okay.
So
we're also getting prepared for that. So we're doing pitch decks and things like that for 2 new properties that we have at Pencilish.
Yeah.
And so we'll be pitching around probably 2 preschool shows and 2 7 to 11s comedies.
And a couple more too.
And those are always kind of hot. Both of those areas are more the hot areas within the sort of buying and selling of animated series. Those 2 are the big ones.
It's been a bit cuckoo crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a meeting tonight at 8:30.
I know.
That's crazy.
Wake me up, okay?
No, literally.
Because I will already be in bed.
I'll have my glass of wine. Hope that's okay.
Sounds kind of nice, actually.
I know.
And I don't like wine. But, yes, I'll be comfy cozy and I'll have to get up, get on the call.
No, literally, I'm in bed at 8. So that's gonna be
that's
hard.
about Animation Y'all. I hope you guys are coming to Animation Y'all.
Yeah, because
it's
putting in late hours.
Yeah, we're now doing some marketing for that. And
Yes.
Ansley, you've been helping with that because Pencilish is sponsoring Animation Y'all, so that's cool.
Oh, and another housekeeping. We have, pardon, I think I had a stroke. We are having
blinking.
We are having a cage match next Tuesday.
Character design cage match.
Thank you so much. Character design cage match next Tuesday.
What is happening?
I'm choking on nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Next
This
Tuesday,
is a meme of what she looks like right now.
Stop.
I hope you found something good, Phil.
Next Tuesday, 6 p.m., Tom versus Tony. It'll be epic, and it is also sponsored by Animation Y'all Expo.
It is going down. Tony and I have never done this before where we challenged each other, basically, to a draw-off. And so this will be after 58 years of living, honestly. This will be our first time doing this, so...
It's going to be cuckoo crazy.
You need to be there live. Give us suggestions. We trash talk Tony. Please bully. Trash talk him. Yeah.
Bullying is appreciated just this one time.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like we should get into it.
Let's do it.
Crazy week in the news.
Article 1.
Article 1. This one is very sad. I know a lot of people are aware of this, but the wildfires in California.
Yes.
There was an article put out by Animation Magazine of numerous fundraisers set up for animation professionals who lost their homes in LA fires.
So hard.
I mean, it's heartbreaking for everybody that's lost homes, but but with animators or people in the animation industry, a lot of people work from home. Freelancing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they have all their stuff at home.
All their equipment, all their work. And collectible animation drawings they had done for years. Like they're old stackable.
You can't bring all this with you.
No.
So it's very heartbreaking. I just wanted to bring it up and bring this article in because in this article is a list of probably up to 50 people in the animation.
I should look at that. I know. I already see names. I know. Wow.
Yeah, in the animation industry that have lost their homes. So please
one
check it out.
heartbreaker was Dave Wasson. I went to Cal Arts with him, and then he went on and was a director for many years on TV and did the Cuphead show for Netflix.
Yeah, you did that with him, right?
No, I didn't work on him. I worked on the video game. This is the TV show. Anyway, Dave, great guy, and lost his home completely. And it was like a really nice arts and craft, the kind of house that you basically work toward your whole life. Oh, and then he'd just I don't know, a few months ago, finished redoing his studio and gave a whole tour on Instagram of his animation studio. It was so nice. I mean, it's very sad. I mean, whether it was a junkie house or not, none of that matters. What I'm saying is he lost everything, and it's just horrible.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure he's on that list.
Yeah, please check out this list, and if you're feeling like helping, this is a place to start. Not only do people in the animation industry work from home generally, but we know that the animation industry has been struggling. So I know this is probably
bad time. Wow.
A tough time to lose all of this, and I know that these people, I'm sure, need help.
Well, and a horrible time just for film industry in general. So obviously it's not just animators losing their houses, it's a lot of people.
Right.
But a lot of film people too, on the live action side, were even worse situations, most of them, because they hadn't worked on film productions in quite a while, were already struggling and worried about losing their homes, and now literally have lost their homes. Probably, many people didn't have insurance and stuff. I mean,
really?
You probably heard about that. A lot of the insurance companies
did.
Just within the last year have been going to people and saying, we're canceling the fire part of your insurance. Not the whole insurance, just the fire part. Because they do have wildfires every season at this time. This is fire. They have that in California. It's usually up in the hills, and it stays up there. And mostly this is in the hills. But it's definitely come down lower than it normally comes.
Right.
And so it's affected a lot
of
people.
Sad. Something that's driven me personally crazy.
What?
Is TikTok is all like, here's all the celebs that have lost their homes. And I'm like, they're the people that can pay for that. They're fine. Yeah. They lost what? Like one of their 4 homes?
In some cases. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, sorry.
Got dogfight. Watch out. But yeah, and obviously, there's a lot of...
What about the other people?
There's a lot of actors, and it's funny, too, because anybody outside of California, they're, reading about people losing $1 million homes, and they're like, "Oh, boo-hoo, you're all rich."
Oh, that's general pricing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's middle class.
Honestly, these are not people that own that house. The bank owns it. Honestly,
Right.
They are just making payments on a little condo, or basically a very small home in a nicer neighborhood.
No,
those are $1 million, and it's maybe a 2-bedroom home with 1 bathroom, if you're lucky.
Someone's baking
So
for love.
that's just what. Oh, sorry.
Anyways, it's very heartbreaking, and I really check it out. Just look at everybody and, consider donating to the GoFundMe. But I will get us into Article 2, which is crazy.
Article 2.
I'll be shocked if you didn't know this. Animator files $10 billion lawsuit over Disney's Moana franchise.
I just saw this today. Yeah, so this is good and fresh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this dropped yesterday, but
I'm going to say right off the bat, this guy's not going to win.
I actually wanted to get your opinion on that, but I don't really know whose story to believe, but pretty much this guy, Buck Woodall, he pitched his project, Bucky, to Jenny Marchick, the then director of development for Mandeville Films, in 2003 is when he pitched it.
Was it that far back?
When
Wow.
the studio had a first look deal with Disney.
Oh, that's the connection. The other article never mentioned the Disney connection.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the girl is now head of feature film development at DreamWorks, allegedly requested additional materials, including character design, storyboards, and production plans in a bid to greenlight the film.
Oh,
And
a budget, basically.
Yes.
Not a bid. That's kind of deceptive. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's alluding that it was very close to getting bought
oh yeah.
and potentially.
Yeah,
done.
I mean, it goes to show that they had a lot of information about that film. Let me read you the part about what he pitched.
And it was a boy-centric character, it sounds like. If it was called Bucky.
No, it's not. Let me find it.
Oh. It's funny because it sounds like he named the movie
Okay.
about himself.
Well, it doesn't say actually.
I think it is about himself.
The similarities which the suit puts could not possibly have been accidental between Bucky and 2016's Moana include the key plot following a teenager who sets off on a dangerous voyage in the Polynesian waters to save an endangered island, as well as reoccurring themes based on Polynesian beliefs, particularly the incarnation of spiritual ancestors as animals, a plot involving a necklace, a protagonist encountering a tattooed demigod toting a giant fish hook, and a giant creature inside a mountain. The plaintiff also alleges similarities between his original project and Moana 2, pointing out the sequence where Moana's crew are sucked into a watery portal, described as another dramatic and unique device imagery found in his materials that could not possibly have been developed by chance or without malicious intentions.
Well, I don't agree with that.
I mean, that's just a scene of what they go into the watering portal.
So I get it, and I certainly get where this guy's coming from, that, wow, this feels too, and it does make you question it. I can tell you this. So, we used to hear this on Lion King, that everybody was like, well, that's like Kimba the White Lion, which is like a anime series from the 60s or something. And there were a lot of, once you describe it in those basic ways like this is, it starts sounding very similar. Like the bad uncle has a scar or something, like, he's not called Scar, but he has a scar. Anyway, there are a lot of similarities, I'll admit it. But I can tell you, I was there and nobody was talking about Kimba the White Lion. There wasn't anybody that was watching that, referencing it, discussing it. And I wasn't in all the story meetings, so I can't, it's not fair for me to say that
It
definitely
never got mentioned, but
there was no talk of that at all. And so
general
I can
plots
see
are
how
hard not to mix up. like we were talking about a show, oh, it's kind of like SpongeBob, like this and this character, and
Yeah.
I mean everything kind of correlates. So there's not enough.
And well, and what
can't
he's
create
talking,
that
a
many
lot of what he's
storylines.
talking about are cultural things. They did a lot of research about, the Polynesian
Culture,
culture and islands, and so a lot of what he's saying is like, oh
ancestry.
yeah, like a necklace. Okay, well, necklaces are a big part of that of culture, and
That could be true.
the
I
demigods,
could
and
get
so
with that.
any kind of like dig into the history and the especially like ancient culture of the islands, you're gonna find out about those mythologies and try and work that into your movie. And I just I know all the iterations too that Moana, and because this is Ron Clements and John Musker that directed and wrote Moana. I know these guys and what they go through in development, and they're changing it constantly.
So you don't think they really copied Bucky?
And they wrote Moana. They didn't know this lady that had a weak connection to Disney, back in 2006.
2003.
Or 3. Yeah, I mean, so no,
Well, I think
This
his
is not
mention
good.
about Moana 2 is a grasp because he reached out he tried to do the lawsuit after Moana 1, and the courts pretty much said that he was too late to put in the lawsuit. So
because he did it like 4 or 5 years after Moana came out, I think it was.
Oh, really?
It was a long time.
So he slid in after Moana 2, took
Which
his
like,
chance.
why did you wait so long? If you know what I mean?
Well, if this was 2003, yeah. Well, I mean...
Well,
don't
no,
know.
I mean after Moana came out, why'd you wait so long to put
No,
your
I get what
suit?
you're saying. I'm saying because he's had the information since 2003.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like actually a fear of mine because we'll have people message and email us all the time. Can we pitch you this? I'm always like, no. Don't send anything.
Good.
And if I get sent something, I say, I did not open this because I cannot. Because there's a chance that somebody could have emailed something and then we made something and they would think it's because they emailed it to us. And it's
right.
like, no, it's a little girl that plays on a softball team.
And especially if you acknowledge it by going, because this was true at Disney, we were not, even as animators, we were not allowed to receive or take in any pitches, even from uncles and aunts or family members or
Nothing.
friends, and
it's
much
smart.
less just a blind email that comes to your email.
Yeah, you can't help the email, but you got to say, nope.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at this. I wouldn't
So
even.
you're handling that correctly. So apologies to any of you guys that have sent
Sorry,
us for pitches.
we legally cannot.
Don't do it. It's the reason why we have agents, honestly, and that's kind of true of this guy. That's the other kind of tricky thing that will make it so that he probably doesn't win. Unfortunately, is proof. Honestly, he's probably got some emails with her and all that, but the proof of that, did she then go to Disney with it? That's going to be probably
Her
near
like
impossible.
position in Disney seemed skim to none.
Well, she wasn't in Disney. She was at another film company, and I do think that's a live action. I don't. They're out of business.
Then
I'm sure.
director of development for Mainville Films in 2003, when the studio had a first look deal with Disney. What does that mean?
So first look deal just means we like what you guys are doing, and there might be a star that's attached to that company. Usually a movie star or whatever will create their own little film, company. And so that might be one. And so if it was The Rock or whatever, they would go to your production company, hey, whatever you guys put together, because we like you and we think you're a moneymaker, pitch it to us first. So first look means you got to show it to us first. And then if we pass on
kind
it.
of like
So yeah, that does allude.
that it
Technically,
was
it sounds
pitched.
like it probably was brought to Disney at one point, and that part he might be able to prove. Did he have an agent? And I assume he did. I don't think he would have got to this point without an agent. But that's where you actually have extra proof. That's why you have agents. That's why you have lawyers involved, is that it gives you more proof that you have presented something to somebody. So that blind email that you were talking about, Ansley, is never going to work, and nobody in the industry will probably even open up that email. So that is not the way in. I'm just letting everybody know.
How could they prove that? You think that they could find emails or talk to people and figure out people that were in a meeting where it got pitched to Disney or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, the burden of proof will be on them to try and. I would assume this guy has some documentation. You'd hope, and maybe that's why it got thrown out the first time, even though it's saying, well, it was just too long of a gap. But maybe he didn't have as much proof. I don't know. But with what you were gonna say is because Moana 2 came out, he was able then to bring
in the lawsuit.
this lawsuit.
Well, it kind of ends with Ron Clement.
Oh, Ron Clement,
a Disney veteran who directed with them and wrote with Jared Bush and Musker. Moana said in a court statement pertaining to the first suit, Moana was not inspired by or based in any way on the Bucky Project, which I learned of for the first time after this lawsuit was filed.
I believe it. Ron's a good guy. I trust him.
All right. Well, crazy piping hot tea, though.
Yeah, that was some good tea.
I was like, great. I'm going to click on to see the news this week. It's all going to be all the awards. I'm like, nothing interesting is going to be going on. And bam, boom. $10 million lawsuit against Moana?
$10 billion.
$10 billion.
Yeah.
They didn't even make that much.
He wants, it's actually 2.5% of the worth of the IP, meaning all the money that both movies have made, all the licensing and merchandising. That's only 2.5%.
Yeah, because it says the film grossed $643.3 million, but that it has, consumer products and stuff.
Yeah, 10 billion does sound extremely high. It's gotten that number is why it's being run on all these websites and stuff. It sounds like pretty big news. I mean, yeah, but think about it this way. You got a $10 billion lawsuit. He must have a lot of information. Yeah. He must have a lot to prove. But that's not always true. It could just be... You don't do a $10 billion with, what, an email? There's PR and marketing people that want this to be out there. And because it's a jazzy... There's ulterior motives even. Like, and you're not going to win, but... You'll probably walk away with 50 million, whatever, 30 million, 3 million. I need easy. To sue somebody. No, honestly, he'll just to go away. They'll give him some money, and it could be a decent amount. I should start suing. It's fun. It's fun to try. Go for it. It just seems like a hassle. Just don't sue me. Alrighty. Could 2020? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Our third and final. Number 3. What is this called? Article. Article. I swear, I don't know what's going on. You say that every week. Could 2025 be the year that Norwegian animation breaks out on the global scene? Finally, I was waiting for the Norwegians. Yeah, is it Lederhosen stuff? What is it? Wait, what? Okay. Mm-hmm. In the last week of October 2024, Nordic and Baltic animation professionals gathered for Norway's main animation event, the Fredrikstad Animation Festival. Fredrikstad. So, according to Rierson, the coronavirus pandemic helped shine a light on Norwegian animation, especially in the feature film department. Before COVID, there was only 1 or 2 local animated feature films in Norway annually, sometimes not at all, she said. In 2024, there will be 4, and in 2025, we expect 8 Norwegian productions to be released nationwide. Good for them. Slay. How did they get this article out there? She attributed this is one of the reasons I brought this in, because this is crazy. She attributed the growing output to the renewed popularity of animation in the live action industry. Many of these feature films are carried out by live action producers, she observed. Norway has long had a strong culture of independent animators' short films, but this new trend, spearheaded by exciting projects such as Spermageddon or Pesta, is opening new perspective. Listen to this film. Spermageddon? Spermageddon. I don't know where this is going. A raunchy CG animated musical set particularly in a relationship between a pair of inexperienced Norwegian teens, and particularly in the adventures of a timid sperm. Can you add an image, Philip, of the... Not like a real sperm, but he looks like a a
is
little
scheduled.
innocent sperm with glasses and
I know,
stuff.
it's kind of
And
cute.
is that a girl's sperm that
Yeah,
he's talking
wait,
to?
listen.
That makes no sense.
It's scheduled to release next month in Nordic countries. It's kind of showing how the girl and boy in real life, but then also it's showing like the sperms are nervous.
What do you mean by nervous? What are you trying to say?
I never thought we'd be talking about sperm on here.
I never thought we'd be talking about sperm with my daughter.
I'm like crying. It's between a pair of inexperienced Norwegian teens.
So is it live action, like with the
It's
Norwegian
a CG
teens?
animated musical.
Oh,
It's a musicale.
I'm starting to now, realize now how this got to be in Cartoon Brew. Because there's a little bit of some tea, some sizzle to this article.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just one example of what's coming from Norway.
Oh, just wait. The film made a thunderous debut at Ansley Film Festival last year, where it received tremendous approval from festival goers at a midnight screening.
That sounds about right. They're all drunk. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's good. I mean, that's a really bizarre image. He's even got a little sweater on and
He's kind of cute.
glasses. Yeah, he is. She's not at all.
Yeah,
she looks
like
a
terrible.
beheaded worm.
She kind of looks like she's from the Emoji Movie.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's scary.
so I guess it's like the teens are inexperienced, therefore the sperm is timid.
Sure. That could happen.
Imagine.
So I
being
guess the
pitched
idea
that.
now is starting to make sense. One sperm is a boy because that would make a baby boy, and then the other girl is.
I don't want to
sperm
get
that
into
would
this.
make a
First
girl.
off, I don't know. Don't ask me. You're the one.
Well, it's the X's
You're
and the
the adult
Y's.
here.
So like that sperm has more Y
Okay.
chromosomes maybe than the other one. I don't know.
I don't know, but now I'm
Yeah.
getting. I thought I was talking about a film. You're making it weirder. I'm not having a good
I'm
time
making
anymore.
it weirder. It's called Spermageddon.
I know, but like we don't need to get into like the birds and the bees right now.
Well, it's got to make a little sense of a boy. You'd think they were all boys, but I guess it makes sense in
I
that
don't know.
some are more feminine.
I
sperm.
didn't listen when you guys gave me the talk. Maybe you
No,
need
you
to
didn't.
go back.
I think we do. Yep.
Anyways,
Where was that headed?
check out Spermageddon.
Yeah,
Oh, they did
from
make
Norway.
it with a $3.5 million million euro budget, but
which
that's
is
kind of crazy.
3.58 in US dollars.
Which is cheap.
Yes, it's very cheap. Yeah.
Especially because we talked about Flow last week, all that stuff. That was 3.5.
Flow is about the same, yeah.
Yeah, but they had no dialogue. This isn't
Right.
just dialogue, it's a musicale.
I want to be a voice. Does it say the voices? I don't think so.
I really don't want you to because first off, I don't think you understand enough about the human body to do it.
I think I know more than you. USD.
It's in our DNA to choose the most effective and the strongest way to tell the story within our means. I don't really get that one.
I feel like it started on one topic and then the rest of that article is all about Spermageddon.
Well, then it kind of moves into another film which looks
Okay.
beautiful. It's giving Brother Bear. It's called The Polar Bear Prince.
Yeah. Is that sort of anime style? Can't
Yeah,
tell.
kind of. A Scandinavian folklore about a prince who is transformed into a bear. It's Polar Bear.
Oh, that's very Brother Bearish.
Or Brother Bear, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we should sue for $10 billion.
They should. I think, Disney would sue them. The
No,
little
we sue
Norwegian. We're not involved in either film. We
I
can't
just
sue.
want to sue. I want to
How
sue.
are we going to sue?
I'm going to sue
We
about
read the
Spermageddon.
article and we're offended.
I'm gonna sue about Spermageddon.
We should. Yeah. Okay. So the rest is
Anyways,
just about how.
it just goes over some of the films that they're making about how this is like.
What's
Well,
that
it
one?
ends with that one's like anime.
Is that two girls?
I don't want to know.
It is.
Is it?
It looks like it. With anime, you can't tell, but they do look like two girls.
Well,
Who's with me on the anime thing? Hard to tell which one's a boy and a girl. Anybody? Okay. Yeah.
Anywho, it ends with, we already have a good funding system in live action, and international ambitions are growing. Our animation industry is now filled with original stories aimed at a global audience, and we are exploring the U.S. market as well as Asia. I believe that with stronger backup and good tax rebate system, the industry will blossom. Basically, it's ready.
Good ending.
Also, I love how they mentioned that they have original stories when they're making Brother Bear.
Brother Polar Bear.
The Polar Bear Prince, aka Brother Bear. That probably, like, in English language, like, transfers to Brother Bear or something.
Yeah, the Scandinavian words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's so exciting. This might be your year, Norwegian.
Norway. Just say Norway. Norwegian people.
I thought it was Norwegia for a second. I don't know.
You need to travel more. Or look at a map. Or a globe. Anyway, this was
I need my job to pay me more.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe I'll sue.
You could.
Okay.
You could. Good luck. All right.
Go watch Spermageddon in theaters ASAP. Love ya.
And as we always say, love ya.
Love ya.
If you like what you just saw, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, Pencilish Studios.